At the beginning of the year, I was informed by some of the venues that I frequent that we were going to be transitioning to a full-on silent stage, which meant I was going to leave the tube amps at home and I was going to need a few other pieces of gear in order to do so, one of which being in-ear monitors. I already had a set, but the problem I had with those is they dropped out like crazy and they just simply weren't reliable in a professional environment. However, very fortunate because there's a company called Xvive. I've featured them several times on this channel in the past because the stuff just works. They have a full in-ear wireless system that we're going to be checking out today that could be useful for you for not just live performances, but for rehearsals or even potentially tracking at home if you set it up right, which I'll give you an example using the Quad Cortex later in this video. Xvive's U45T9 system comes with everything that you're going to need to get up and running, from charger to transmitter, even to the in-ear monitors that you're going to be using themselves. It comes with a T9 monitoring system that's going to plug right into the 5.8 gigahertz receiver. This is super easy to use. It goes right into the jack on the top of it, the same place that the on-off switch is going to be. On the left side of the receiver is your volume control. This is just going to dictate how much juice is going into your own headphone mix. And then when you turn the unit on itself, it automatically scans for the best possible channel and connects it to the transmitter. The transmitter only has two controls, one for the power and another one which is going to determine the signal, whether it's a line level signal or an aux level signal. For all professional interfaces, or if you're going from the front of the house and you're having a mix sensor from there, it's going to be running at line level. Although if you want to use something like this 1/4-inch adapter, which comes along with the kit itself, plug it into perhaps an interface or the end of your pedal board, which we're going to be checking out momentarily, you'll have it set to aux. They also provide this little case that can fit right into a gig bag. It's reliable and super simple to set up, but what I really love about this system is the fact that the sound quality is fantastic. It's good enough so that when I am sitting and I am vamping out, I'm not worried about, I wish I could switch to other headphones, or I wish I was playing through an amplifier. I just get right into it and I just play. The other thing I want to mention, which is vital to me and many other professional musicians, does the system reliably stay connected, or are there any dropouts? I mentioned earlier in the video, I had problems with my previous in-ears and they were dropping out, thus I couldn't actually use them for paying gigs. With this system, not a single problem, not once, not ever. And one thing to keep in mind though, and I feel like for 99% of people playing these days, you're not playing on a stage that's so big where you're ever going to really test that 100-foot kind of parameter system that they have laid out as a maximum distance, as long as you're in a clear vision of the object itself, the transmitter. But for me, normal stage size shows, it's just absolutely not a problem, not something I ever think about. There are two other performance aspects that are vital to myself and other working musicians. Number one, is there any noticeable latency when you're using the system? And number two, is it a reliable connection, or does it suffer from dropouts like my previous in-ears did? On the first front, no. I don't notice any latency whatsoever. It's listed at 5 milliseconds, and honestly, you'd be hard-pressed to tell that it's even that. It's just really fluid, it's just fast, and it feels natural when you're playing along with it. On the other front, no. I had no problems with dropouts, and that's the main reason that I can confidently make this video for you. Now, albeit take it with a grain of salt, I'm not exactly running down a runway at Madison Square Garden or Wembley or something like that, so I'm not really testing this thing to its extremes, but for practical bar situations, normal sorts of size, medium venues, no problems whatsoever. So you can rest assured if you're playing something like that, or even potentially a smaller thing, you're playing a coffee shop, that's the last thing you're gonna have to worry about. Outside of performing live, there's one other way that I love to use the U45T9 system, and that's for silent recording at night using a modeler like the Quad Cortex, which I'm going to show you right now, the whole signal flow of how it goes down. Got my headphones in, they're plugged into the receiver. On the guitar, I got the Xvive A58 wireless system. That's plugging right into the input of the Brown Amplification Protein pedal on the board. We go through all the pedals, and then when we get to the Strymon PCH, the transmitter is plugged right into the headphone out from there. Typically, what I would be doing if I was actually recording right now is I'd have the two XLRs connected from the outputs of the PCH going right into the Apollo so I could record. But while I'm doing that, I don't have to worry about any latency or anything like that. I strum, and I get the signal right from my modeler right to my ears. Honestly, reviews like this are really easy for me because once you test it for a bit, it either works or it doesn't work, and this is absolutely fantastic. So if you're a musician and you're looking for a product that is easy to use, easy to set up, reliable, and affordable, this is going to be really hard to beat, especially at the price point. And this is a brand that makes stuff that actually lasts. These things have survived many a gigs. The A58 wireless system that I've had previously, and I still continue to use to this day, has been absolutely flawless. And when you hold this stuff, it's not just cheap, flimsy stuff. And that means a lot to me because I can count on it and I can continue counting on it. Thank you for making it until the end of today's video. For any questions, comments, and or concerns, feel free to use the comment section. Also, while you're down there, in the description, there will be links where you can check out the Xvive stuff for yourself, including the U45T9 system, along with all the other stuff that they offer. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take it easy, everybody.